So, good evening, good evening. It's really good to see you guys here. We would like to welcome our board members, parents, former students, staff, and honored guests. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our very second, it is our second meeting, the alumni meet and greet. Thank you all for joining us as we celebrate the relationships, the memories, and legacy that has made the Leaguers such a special place for over 75 years. Woo-hoo! So over the past several months, I have had the privilege of reconnecting with many of our former families and students. Those conversations were truly engaging and filled me with incredible sense of pride. Hearing parents share their experiences and memories of the Leaguers reminded me of the lasting impact this organization has had on so many lives in our communities. One thing became very clear during these conversations. It didn't matter which site their children attended. Families consistently expressed their trust in the Leaguers and spoke with gratitude and about the care, support, and dedication that they received. Kudos to us. Parents praise not only our outstanding teaching staff, woo-woo, where our teaching staff at, but also our security team, our maintenance staff, our food service team, our site supervisors, family service department, and upper management. Their stories reminded us that every person plays an important role in creating a safe, nurturing, and supportive environment for our children. We have all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. For the past 75 years, the Leaguers has proudly been that village for countless children and families, including my own. That legacy is something we can all be proud of. Now, with further ado, I would like to introduce our CEO of the Leaguers, Mr. Walter Fry.
Thanks, Khadidra. Good evening. I'm supposed to start by saying I'm Walter Fry. I'm the CEO of the Leaguers, but I think that's been said already, just looking at my notes. But I want to welcome you to our second meet and greet to start our Charter Alumni Association. You know, the Leaguers is celebrating 75 years of providing high-quality services to families and children. You know, during the 75 years, we've served from birth to senior citizens. For over 20 years, the League has served as a community seniors center in the South Ward on behalf of the city of Newark. So it's not always been just little children. Over the last 50 years, we have grown from a one center, 3 classroom, 45 children to where we are today. We've partnered with school districts in Newark, Elizabeth, Roselle, Linden, and Irvington. And for the 20 years, we grew from 45 children to 360. In 2005, we ventured into Union County, continuing to grow, adding centers in Elizabeth and Roselle. 15 years ago, we moved into this building. Now, moving to this building was monumental because prior to coming to 405 University Avenue, the Leaguers had 8 centers in churches. We were in church basements, we were in church meeting rooms. At times, we have to shut down the center so there could be a funeral. But over the years, we were able to move into first-class child care buildings, generally community centers, senior citizen buildings in the Newark area. So we have first-class facilities. This growth, quite frankly, was a result of a committed Board of Trustees, and a dedicated staff. We've provided environments where children were safe, children were learning, and parents were happy. Now, basically what we've done, I could tell you in words, but first I'd like to show you from where we've come, from church basements, community rooms, to the kinds of facilities that we have today, where children have safe playgrounds and staff have mental wellness rooms where they can take breaks and give the children the best that they can each and every day. So this time I'm going to give you a pictorial of some of our centers so you can see where the children and staff work and relax on a day-to-day basis. Bakery Village is one of our infant and toddler centers where we have 60 babies every day. Okay, so as you can see, we are assuring that the playgrounds and facilities that your children play every day is safe and first class. The goal is to also show you that our staff, our teachers that spend a good 6 to 10 hours a day with your children need a break from those that are 1-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and we have a place for them to take a break and go back refreshed. Now, as CEO, I can stand here and tell you of what I believe the benefits are that the children who've graduated from the Leaguers, the role it has played in their life. But rather than me do that, I want them to show you themselves. So at this time, I'm going to ask Jalen Brown, who graduated from the Leaguers several years ago into kindergarten, and he's going to tell you his challenges and his benefits and where he's on his way to this summer. You can have this mic.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jalen, and I'm here to talk about my time at the Leaguers. I honestly don't remember much from when I was 4, but I know my story here didn't start at the Leaguers. I started at St. Leo's right next door. And St. Leo's was a small private preschool, and it eventually had to close, unfortunately. But because of that connection, I ended up at the Leaguers instead. That's actually a pretty good way to describe my whole journey. Nothing about it went according to plan at all. I went to 3 different elementary schools, then 4 different high schools before I graduated. It wasn't a straight line. There were plenty of bumps along the way. And even after graduation, the path kept on shifting. About 2 weeks ago, I was in this very room, and I thought I was heading to Morehouse College this fall, but instead, I will be heading to Keene University. But it's okay. Through all of it, the Leaguers gave me the foundation I needed to withstand it all. I think the lesson is simple. You don't have to start where you think or follow a smooth path to end up where somewhere's great. Thank you to the Leaguers for being part of where my story began.
Now, Jalen really remembers what he was doing it for. He just didn't want to tell y'all, but he was one of those kids that were real active. Okay, next, we're going to have, I think the next person's on their way here. We're going to skip and go to Stephen McCoy. He graduated way back. Stephen, want to tell him how long ago you graduated from preschool?
I think it was what, 95 or yeah, well, I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, it was a long time ago. I hope you 93. Okay, I was close. I just celebrated my birthday on Sunday, so trying to still get the numbers together. But thank you. But yes, it feels good to be back here at the Leaguers and just celebrating coming back home. I think it's always important for us to be able to return home and sharing our resources and opportunities. That's one thing about alumni programs and being able to reunite. All of us branches off and do so many different things, but oftentimes a lot of programs do not come back to talk to one another. And for me, being from North New Jersey, being a child with a disability, that was one thing in trying to navigate that, having a hearing loss, and later on in life, knowing that hearing loss was connected to something called Usher syndrome, or retinal eye disease that causes blindness and hearing loss. I'm glad that my mother is here and has been facilitating all of this. And one thing that I know that Leaguers had actually focused on without even knowing, I don't think, is accessibility, which is extremely important for young children. It's definitely important to focus on making sure that there's access for all. I've been a journalist since 2011. I got my start working for the Walt Disney Company, and then oh, thank you. I was the intern at that time, but I had gotten promoted to Radio Disney as a host, and then Disney Theatrical for Aladdin on Broadway. And Disney inducted me into the Disney Alumni Association. So alumni groups, and that's dear to my heart because we can't forget where we came from. We have to always make sure that we're returning and pouring back into the community. I have an organization called Spoken Herald. In case you haven't noticed, I am wearing the shirt. We just came from our program, so I'm glad that the leaguers have embraced myself, my mother, and our program, and being able to pay it forward. And I love that. Oftentimes, there are organizations and companies that may be against each other. That's not for leaguers. It's always open arms to the community. So that's extremely important. Coming from Europe to just coming back from China, it's important to share this message around the world. Also, I forgot to mention, yes, I did make history as the world's first Black deafblind journalist. I got the U.S. Challenge coin for that milestone in Washington, D.C., and it was Congressman Donald Payne Jr., who, the late great, he passed away about 2 to 3 years ago, but he presented me with that honor with the U.S. Challenge coin. And I want to make sure that whenever the leaguers call, whenever there's the opportunity for us to give back to the community, let's do it. We're here. Let's keep pouring. Let's keep growing. And let's keep these programs alive. It's really important. I've spoken to Senator Cory Booker. I've gotten a lot of your letters, and I was able to personally give that to them in Washington, D.C., and I think that's a good reason why we're still pushing forward and still here. So thank you guys for allowing me to be here. It's always an honor to come back home, so thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Our next alumni, not here yet. We have a female, not just going to do the guys. We're going to make this thing affirmative action, okay? But next we're going to have a parent, because the leaguers is more than just children. We serve the whole child. We serve the whole child. So at this time, I'm going to ask a parent to come up and tell us why she chose to enroll her child into the leaguers. Ms. Anaya Lawrence, who is currently a policy council member as well.
Good evening, everyone. For those who may not know me, as you know, he just introduced me, my name is Anania Lawrence. I am a parent here at the Leaguers, and I also have the privilege of serving as the Policy Council chairperson. Before anything else, I am a mother, and I think that's important to say because being a parent is really what brought me into this work. I didn't become involved because I knew everything about Policy Council or because I had some background in early childhood education or leadership. I became involved because I had a child, I had questions, I had experiences, and I realized that parents have a voice and that our voices really matter. My journey with the Leaguers started with simply wanting the right environment for my son. Before coming here, he was attending another school, and after a while, I started noticing things that didn't sit right with me. Getting him to go to school became a struggle. There was crying, screaming, and resistance. He wasn't excited about going. He wasn't really interacting with the other children the way I hoped he would, and a lot of the time, he would rather be by himself. I had the teacher sending me pictures like, oh, he just wants to stay up under me, and I'm like, okay, maybe he just misses his mom. But as a parent, you start questioning yourself. Is this an adjustment period? Is this normal? Am I expecting too much? Do I give it more time? But one thing I've learned as a mother is that you have to pay attention to your child, even when they don't necessarily have the words to explain what's happening. His behavior was communicating something to me. He wasn't thriving, so I made the decision to try something different. And that decision eventually brought me to the Leaguers. Once he transitioned here, I started to see a completely different child. I noticed the structure, I noticed the organization, I noticed the curriculum and the consistency in his schedule. But more importantly, I noticed him. I saw him becoming more comfortable. I saw him becoming more engaged. I saw him becoming more willing to participate and interact in different activities, whether it be at school or at home when I was there volunteering at the school. And when you have watched your child struggle somewhere else, those changes mean so much more than people actually realize. It wasn't simply, oh, he likes his new school. The people surrounding our children matter, whether it's teachers, staff, just the environment where you place them. Structure matters, communication matters. And the children need spaces where they feel safe enough to learn, explore, communicate, and become who they are. That experience is also part of what encouraged me to become more involved. Because once I saw what the environment could do for my own child, I started thinking just beyond my household. What about other children? What about the other parents? What about their experiences? Do they know that they have a voice? Do they feel comfortable asking questions? Do they know who to speak to when they have concerns? And more importantly, are we actually listening to one another? I had active parents in my school when I was in elementary. My father was the PTA president, and my mother was the secretary. So you can imagine me and my siblings going to school. We have our parents in the school. They there like every day. So we was not getting in trouble and that, but they were very active is why I brought it up. It made me feel like me joining policy council, like I can do it too. Being an active parent matters. Like, you can send it's one thing to send your son or daughter to school, and you're like, okay, they at school, they learn, we pick them back up, but it's another to actually be active, knowing what's going on, being included in activities, because we know graduations, when them kids see you in the seats, they're happy, they're excited. It's a difference for them. Recently, I had the opportunity to attend a conference in Minneapolis, and one of the biggest things I walked away thinking about was communication. We communicate every single day, but communicating and truly understanding each other are two completely different things. Sometimes we listen just long enough to figure out what we're going to say next. Sometimes we're responding from stress. Sometimes we're responding from our own experience or triggers. And sometimes we're so focused on what we meant that we don't stop to think about what the other person actually heard. One phrase from that conference really stayed with me. The key to hear is to be here. And I love that because it's so simple. If we want to hear somebody, we have to actually be present with them. That applies to parents, it applies to teachers, administration, and leadership. And honestly, it applies to our children too. Sometimes a child isn't going to sit down and give you a perfectly worded explanation of what's bothering them. Their behavior may just be that conversation. By a show of hands, how many of us in here has had a child, or has a child been in an enraged tantrum to where we may not have understood what they're trying to convey, so instead we grew frustrated trying to figure it out? I'll be the first to raise my hand. My son wasn't able to tell me, Mommy, this environment isn't working for me, but he showed me, and I had to be present enough to recognize it. That's something I carry with me now in my role on Policy Council. I don't believe leadership means being the loudest person in the room or having every answer, because we don't have every answer. Sometimes leadership means asking another question. Sometimes it means saying, I didn't think about it that way. Sometimes it means acknowledging that another parent may have an entirely different experience than you. And sometimes it means stepping back and giving the person who doesn't normally speak an opportunity to have the floor. That's the type of environment I want us to continue building. I want parents to understand that being involved doesn't mean you have to know everything. You don't have to come into a meeting knowing every policy, every acronym, every procedure, or every answer. You can come in with a question. You can come in with an idea. You can come in because something happened with your child and you want to understand it better. You can even come in simply because you want to learn. That's involvement. And when family, staff, and leadership communicate effectively, our children are ultimately the ones who benefit. Sometimes, something else I've been thinking about is the importance of asking ourselves why. Why are we doing something this way? Why isn't something working? Why is a parent frustrated? Why aren't families participating? Instead of immediately reacting to the surface issue, sometimes we need to understand the root of it. because the answer isn't always what we initially assume. That's something my own experience has taught me. If I had simply said, my son just doesn't like school, I could have just stopped there. Instead, I asked myself what was different about the environment there and what he actually needed. That question changed his whole experience. And I think that's what Policy Council can represent when it's working the way it should. It's like a bridge that connects together, a bridge between families and the program, a place where parents can bring their experience, perspectives, concerns, and ideas to the table. And I take being part of that seriously because I know I'm not the only speaking as Ananiah, but I'm also sitting here as somebody's mother, a mother of two. I'm sitting there alongside other mothers, fathers, grandparents, and caregivers who all want the same basic thing. We want our children to be safe. We want them to be cared for. We want them to learn. We want them to be understood. And we want them to have the opportunities to thrive. My experience with the Leaguers showed me what can happen when a child finds an environment that works for them. And my experience with Policy Council is showing what can happen when parents realize that their experiences contribute to making that environment even better. So as I continue my role, one of my goals is to simply encourage more communication, more parent involvement, and more willingness to listen to perspectives that may be different from our own. We aren't always going to agree. We aren't always going to communicate perfectly. And we certainly aren't going to get every decision right the first time. But something else I learned recently was make a decision even if it's wrong. Because sometimes progress requires us to move, elevate, communicate, and adjust. What matters is that we're willing to learn. I came to the Leaguers because I wanted something better for my son. I became involved because I realized I could also help contribute to something better for other families. And today, I'm grateful that what started as one's decision to change my child's school has turned into an opportunity for me to advocate, learn, lead, and help strengthen a community that is helping my own child grow. So if there's one thing I want parents to take away from this, it's pay attention, ask questions, speak up, get involved, and never underestimate the value of your perspective simply because you're just a parent. Because being the parent is exactly why your perspective matters. And off the record of me being Policy Council, I'm also a full-time custom cake designer and baker known as Anna Bakes. I specialize in custom cakes for your events, whether that be a wedding, birthday, or anniversary, or just because you wanted to order something sweet. I am based in Newark, New Jersey, but I also offer delivery and pickup in Newark and New Jersey and New York. I have my booth right outside of here, so you cannot miss it. I have samples available on display, while I do have some information in hopes that you guys are interested in inquiring on any future orders. Thank you guys for your time this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. Our next presenter will be a former parent. Matter of fact, a generational parent. That's our board chair, Yolanda Reed. She's going to come and tell you her experiences in the legal. She's not going to tell her age, but she's going to tell you she's been around a while. Yolanda?
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, I'm standing before you as the board of the Leaguers Incorporated. It is both a joy and profound honor to be before you for this historic moment. For the Leaguers Incorporated, for decades, this organization has shaped families, strengthened communities, and opened doors for children across Newark, Irvington, Roselle, Elizabeth, and our metro area. Today we gather together to continue the legacy. And just to let you know a little bit about me, okay, my connection with the Leaguers is not just professional, it is personal, it's generational, it's rooted in love. I stand before you as membership number 1. But more importantly, as a parent, a grandparent whose family has been shaped by this agency. My son began his early journey here. And years later, my granddaughter, Nova, my pride and joy, followed his footsteps, starting at Head Start when she was only a few months old. 3 generations of my family have walked through those doors, each touched by dedication, compassion, and community that the Leaguers has always represented. The Alumni Organization is our chance to honor the history while building something new and something lasting. We are here to connect, to uplift one another, and to ensure that the mission that supported our families continue to strive for our future generations. Your presence here today shows the spirit of the Leaguers. It's still alive, still strong, and still capable of inspiring meaningful change. Thank you for being a part of this first chapter. Thank you for bringing your stories, your memories, your commitment. Together we will carry forward this legacy built on education, empowerment, and community. I want to say we want to continue these blessings for the Alumni Association, for the Leaguers, for the families, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this agency, and I can say for almost 30 years. I always got to think back how long ago when I first started with my son, you know, just trying to find an agency. He was almost 2 years of age, two and a half, going on 3, and I walked up into an agency and says, I can't afford it. You know, at that time they were going based on your income. Every agency you went to was based on your income, and at that time, I really wasn't making that much, but they thought I was. And doors were shut on me, and I was a single mom everybody know about being a single mom and not having those funds, even though they say you make more, you really don't in this society that we live in, and a lot of you struggling even more now with that person in that place. So it was just the opportunity, and I said, once you grant me that opportunity to come in this agency, I will be the best volunteer that you can imagine. When they told me I didn't have to pay, I did not believe it. I was like, nah, you telling me a tale. And once I went and registered my son and I didn't have to pay a dime, I didn't think that I was gonna be working this hard though. I didn't think I was gonna be here for almost 30 years. But just to tell you how grateful I was. And then more importantly, I didn't never think that I would become the board chair. Could you just imagine? I was a parent, just like you. I'm the board chair of this agency, this beautiful building. And this agency had taught me so much. It put me in places to meet the right people, right? To encourage other people. So I ask you as parents, don't just think that this agency is for your children. It's for you too. It's for your growth, right? And because it truly, truly have brought me a long way. And I have ever am going to be grateful for the Leaguers. I'm not only just a parent, a grandparent. It put me in places. I'm also teaching at 2 universities, 2 colleges, Essex County College and Union County College, and have yet to put my paperwork into Rutgers. They're asking for me as well. So just, so just letting you know, I would never had those opportunities if I've never gotten a chance for the Leaguers to bring out the talent in me, to provide me to opportunities to go to different conferences, to give me the confidence that I needed to move forward. So I'm ever grateful. And just to let you know, one day you will be up here as the board chair. Thank you. Mr. Fry.
Thank you, Yolanda. As I say, continue to say, the Leaguers is for the entire family. The next parent will tell you about his journey as a parent in the Leaguers, and that's Mr. Yahad Marsh.
Good evening, y'all. My daughter Zakiya Marsh. We went here from 2015 to 2017. We had Miss Hughes and Miss Elizabeth, pre-K 3. We was here at this site. Then pre-K 4, we had Miss Abigail. Saying that to say, I was still outside. I'm a single dad. She's going to Arts High next year. Um, She could sing a butt off. She got about like 7 of these in the house microphones, just walking around singing. So I want to know other place. The leaguers got me from outside. I was volunteering like the young women came and spoke. I was the cat in the hat. I was everything they asked me to do, fundraisers. I vacuumed this carpet so many times. They finally, they offered me a job in Roselle. I did that for a while, but then I moved to Jersey City, and then now I'm a supervisor at Home Depot for flooring and design. I'm saying that to say, just thank y'all for wrapping your arms. I know I can be rough around the edges, but just thank y'all for helping me become a better man so I can be a better man and a parent for my daughter. Just thank you.
Thank you very much. The next speaker is not a parent, is not a graduate, alumni, but she's worked with 1,000 children as a family worker. She's a retired family worker, has worked diligently with children with the Leaguers over the years, and I'm going to ask her to come up, Miss Ethelyn Grizzly. Miss Grimsley.
Since he gave you my name, I have to say he's absolutely right. I've known Mr. Fry for over 25 years, maybe longer than 25. But I have to say to the parents and to the staff of the Leaguers, I certainly enjoyed working with you all, enjoy working with the kids. In fact, when they opened their school in Roselle, Mr. Fry came to Roselle, and the principal in Roselle was also friends. So Mr. Fry said, look, we got a grant, and I need a community person. And this particular individual is now, his deceased, and he said, oh, I know somebody who was working with me in Newark. Maybe she'll do it. So I started at 1111 Chandler, and after that, I became a family advocate. I really, really, really enjoyed it. That was to touch my heart. I always wanted to be a nurse, but then after that, I said, maybe I should go into social work. So my parents, I have to say, the parents that I worked with at Roselle, those students came out of the Leaguers program excellent. They really came out. They are so smart. A lot of them are in college now. I cannot believe that the young people. I saw one of my parents when I came in, and which brought tears to my eyes. It's because her daughter was there with me. So there's been so many parents there. One of our parents now is there. But as I was saying to Cassandra, when she called me, I was like, what? I said, girl, I'm sitting on the council in Roselle now, even at the Leaguers. Even though parents will call me and ask me, Ms. Grimsley, can you get me into the Leaguers? It's an excellent program to start your children off with, an excellent, excellent program. The foundation, and once you start the kindergarten, and from kindergarten to graduate from high school, you have an excellent, excellent background. I think that you all should continue to do. When I looked at this today, I said, okay, you're enrolling already. I do hope. And I said to Ms. Brown, I said, listen, Roselle is in the process of trying to build a school. and $80 million. We're not sure because taxes is going up and parents will be like, nope, we ain't paying that kind of money. So we don't know if that's going to pass, but as I said to Ms. Brown, that they're hoping to start pre-K to second grade on Channel Avenue, which means that a lot of parents would take their kids there. But there's still a lot of parents who want something different. Mr. Fry is the one who started at 1111 Channel Avenue. We had a program that parents didn't qualify. So Mr. Fry said, well, you open this program up. And we had kids, parents that came there who did not qualify for the program. So they came and paid, and I said to Mr. Fry, and at that time, Ms. Ray, this is what we should charge these parents. And we were there. I was there every day. I resigned, retired from the leaguers. I think it might have been 2013. And every once in a while, I go around there to see what's going on and to see how parents, and the parents still come and ask me, do you think you can help me get into the league? Well, if your income is too high, you're not getting in there. So a lot of them will say, okay, well, do they still have that program where you pay? I said, I'm not sure because I'm not around there, you know. But I want to say continue, and the young lady and the young man, you got a excellent background when you started with the leaguers. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent program. So those of you who have children or know visitors, I still know some people in Newark who want to get their kids in this program, but their income is over than what it's supposed to be, so they can't get their kids here. There's about 6 right now that's saying, oh, please. I said, listen, I don't wear orange suits, and I'm not going to I'm not going to tell you to change your income just to get into the program. We're going to keep working and hope that you do. But I want to say I think this is an excellent thing to do. I did have another meeting, but I could not disappoint Ms. Brown because she was one of the teachers in Rosedale that I had, and she said, you told me to move forward, all the teachers. I still hear from a lot of the staff here, a lot, who still call me, friends to me. So I want to say to Mr. Fry and to the staff here, congratulations. I think this is an excellent thing to do, and continue to encourage parents. And if I can encourage parents to bring their kids to the leaguers, I will do so. Thank you, and you all continue this.
Thank you, Ms. Grimsley. Ms. Grimsley, you telling people you've known me for 25 years. I know I got gray hair. But I'm just 24. Okay. And Ms. Grimsley did indicate that Roselle Public Schools is building a pre-K to 3 brand new school. But quite honestly, I really don't care. Roselle is fully enrolled because of the services we provide. But why should parents choose the leaguers over Roselle Public Schools? Why should they choose the leaguers over Newark preschool? Now, Newark has thousands of 3- and 4-year-olds, but we have 400 children in our school. Elizabeth has its own preschools, brand new preschools. But our center in Elizabeth is fully enrolled for a reason. And the reason is the power of a Head Start child. There's been decades of research that proves that children that goes through Head Start, and the Head Start's one of America's most effective investment in children and families in the country. The advantage of being a Head Start child appears immediately, it lasts a lifetime, and by the end of their time in Head Start, it's been proven by research at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, and other universities that children make progress in language, literacy, and math above children who do not attend Head Start programs. The children have a better social skills, impulse controls, and approaches to learning than children who do not go through Head Start programs. And when families participate in Head Start, it's been proven that the ratio of children that end in foster care is 93% less likely to happen. Again, because the Leaguers work with children and families. Now, basically, I'm going to ask Mr. Fahim Pollard to come up and talk about why families are an integral part of our comprehensive services that we provide to Head Start children. He is Director of Parent, Family, and Community Engagement.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. As Mr. Fry stated, I am Fahim Pollard. I'm the Director of Parent, Family, and Community Engagement for all of the Leaguers, and I offer my welcome to you all as alumni parents. Welcome home for all of the students who went through the Leaguers. Welcome back, welcome home. I just got excited when I heard Ms. Grimsley speak. It goes to show you the testament that we as family services do for families. We are the first face that you see as you enter and get to learn our programs. We provide so many comprehensive services, as Mr. Fry stated all night. We not only focus on the child, we focus on the whole entire family, which each department meets and also focus on the child. We have our health department, who is led by Mr. Nabi. We have our education, who is headed by Ms. Keys. And we also have our mental health and disabilities team, who also focus on disabilities and mental health. So when we say comprehensive, it's comprehensive, all right? I would like to acknowledge one of my team members, who is our Parent, Family, and Community Engagement Parent Coordinator, Ms. Dawn Odom. I'm just switching it up, and Ms. Nilsa Martinez, she's our Parent Engagement Coordinator as well. Parent involvement and parent engagement is extremely important. Why? Because, again, you guys are the bridge to the gap that feels the need to have a well-developed child. And as you know, if parents are not healthy and well, your children are not healthy and well, right? I'm a proud, I could say a proud child of Head Start, so those statistics are actually true, Mr. Fry, and I'm also a former parent in Head Start as well. So I will tell you this, before I started Head Start, as a parent, I could not speak in public. It wasn't my strong suit, and one of them right now is my strong suit, which I'm standing in front of you today, and I told Ms. Fry, I promise I won't preach. But it's one of my strong suits that I've developed because it's my comfort spot. I'm showing you my passion. You know, parents, working with parents are my passion, which led me to continue my degrees in social work. So I just want to invite my team up here. We have Ms. Dawn Odom, Ms. Nilsa Martinez, and we have our family advocates as well and our managers. So there's a huge team behind this. Behind us. That's why I was saying, Ms. Grimsley. Ms. Grimsley, thank you so much for your years of services, and thank you for what you do, because the work still carries on. So thank you as well. So I'm going to speak to you very briefly about the services that we offer to parents. And Ms. Lawrence, I'm so proud. She is every third Tuesday of the month we meet for our policy council meeting. And when I tell you to see parents lead these meetings, they lead the meetings. They are part of the decision-making process. They help drive and shape the direction of Head Start. So I want to say thank you for allowing everyone to see what Head Start does for parents as leaders, right? You guys are your child's first educator, your child's first advocate, your first child's everything, your first child's love, right? So just wanted to say thank you all. Very briefly, yeah, thank you. Let's clap. I would be remiss if I did not recognize all of the dads in the room. All of the dads in the room. Stand up so we can see you. Stand up so we can see you. Stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me say this. It's hard to get dads out when they're in school. The fact that you all came out to an alumni event to show how much you care says more than you know, right? And as you know, in early childhood, it's predominantly female-based, meaning female dominance, right? And when I walk into a classroom or any room, it's shows a significance because guess what? I'm not a familiar face. So your presence is definitely recognizable. All right. So one of the trainings that I want to just highlight very quickly, and I'll have Ms. Dawn speak more about that we just offered, and a lot of parents and staff participated in our financial literacy training and workshop for parents, which was very successful. I'll let Dawn speak more about that.
Hello. I am so excited to see so many familiar faces. The best part of my job as a parent involvement coordinator is to attend events like this. Mr. Reggie, I saw you when you walked in. Hey. So let me talk about one of my favorite projects throughout the year is our financial literacy program. The financial literacy program, we previewed it the year before last, and it was very successful. From that cohort, we had one entrepreneur. Her name is Miss Dolores Long. She is now a first entrepreneur in her family, and she is a food truck / caterer. She is the proud owner of Cecilia's Stovetop. Next, we also would like to feature from this cohort, we welcomed and financially supplied 4 entrepreneurs. The biggest highlight of this year's program was a husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Will Smith, and the mom is a photographer and the dad is a videographer. So we have some footage that we would like to share with you.
Hey guys, I'm Ray from Next Views Photography.
And I'm Will. I'm with Black Halo Media.
I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, hello, right? I want to tell you guys a little bit about my business. I'm a photographer. I started my photography business back in June. My husband, he actually brought me a camera, and I love taking pictures. I actually been taking pictures for as long as I can remember, but just recently I was just like, you know what, let me see if I can make this professional, and it's actually going quite well.
As for me, I'm an artistic. I've been artistic my whole life, whether it's with a pencil, a marker, cutting paper, or anything else into something. So once I seen her taking her photography business seriously and doing something with it, it made me want to just not do it anymore and let's see what we could do. And that brought us to the Leaders in a financial empowerment program.
I also want to mention that just recently I also been missing my mom lately, and I went back to, going through our photos and stuff like that, and realized that I have a deeper connection with my mom through photography than I even actually realized. I heard about this marketing class through the Leaguers. 200 South Drive Avenue. They brought it to my attention. I logged on. It was super amazing. I would definitely recommend it to anybody. I am officially now LLC business owner of Luxury Photography.
And I am the official owner of Black Halo Media. We had a small history with the Leaguers. Our daughter used to go to the Leaguers, so we were familiar with them. And they brought this program to our attention. We explored it, and it was a great program. They gave us tools we needed. They gave us the information we needed and the opportunity and the patience for us to learn it.
And it was only 6 weeks. So it wasn't too crazy. Drew, he explains it very well. And we are officially business owners. Thank you, leaders.
Thank you.
So this family is our first generational family who have graduated together. Both of them have LLCs, and that's the investment that Head Start and the Leaguers have in our families. So I just wanted to say thank you all for coming back home. We welcome you back. We wish that you would participate in our events and when we have them out. Just wanted to highlight very quickly our enrollment. We are currently enrolling for our new program, year 26-27. You all should have received a flyer. Who do you know? It's a Who Do You Know campaign referral program. You refer a family, and once that child is enrolled, the family is enrolled, you will receive $20. So please refer a family. Please provide your information once that referral is processed, and I promise you will get your gift card. All right? So thank you all. It was a pleasure. Enjoyed hearing all of the great stories. Welcome back, and you all have a great night.
Thank you, Fahim. Next, we're going to have Mr. Arthur Nabi, who is Director of Health and Nutrition. And Ms. Grimsley, like I said before, I'm not concerned about all the schools they build for preschoolers in Newark, Irvington, Elizabeth, or Newark. We're going to offer more than them. Come on, Arthur. Tell them what we will also offer that the public schools and the charter schools are not providing.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arthur Nabi. I'm the Director of Health and Nutrition, and I'm also a former parent. It is an honor to be here this evening with all of you, because I always enjoy it when I walk into a supermarket. When I walk into a supermarket and I see a parent shouting my name, "Hey, Mr. Nabi," I get so excited. But at times I forget who that person is. You know, but I just see, when I see the smile on their face, it tells me a story that the person really got something from this agency. That's why they remember my name. So at the Leaguers, we are proud to make a meaningful difference in the lives of the children and families every single day. Our commitment goes beyond education. We ensure that children have access to essential healthy activities and wellness activities that supports their development, total development. So at the Leaguers here, we do vision and hearing screenings so that we can detect concerns early. And I can be proud that currently, at the end of this school year, we were able to get 25 students, and they all were able to receive glasses. And I can also say that when I was a parent too, the legal staff also made sure that I did a follow-up with my child, and my child was able to get glasses too. So this tells us that leaguers is not just only doing their job, they're having an impact on the child and the family, because this goes a long way for the child to read and learn in the classroom comfortably without no impediment. The Leaguers also provides lunch, breakfast, lunch, and snack. No child is denied breakfast, no matter what time you come in. And that's something we are proud of, because we feel like Leaguers, when you come in, and the moment you walk in, this is your safe haven. So at least when the child walks in, if the child is hungry, we'll feed that child, even if they miss the breakfast time. We also have an oral health program. I can tell you that every single classroom, from the infants all the way to the 5-year-olds, they all brush their teeth once a day when they come in, every single day. and that's a preventive measure. It prevents oral decay. And when they have any problem, it affects their brain, it affects their eating habit, it affects their social emotional, and we do that to prevent all of this so that the child will have a happy moment in the class and feel fine and interact together. We also have a partnership also with men. They are currently serving 3 locations. Now they provide free fruits and vegetables. And they do a survey based on the needs of the family. So it's not like they are just dumping any food, but they make sure they are providing what the families need. And those locations are all in Newark. We are gradually extending, and hopefully all our centers will get that service. The leaguers, the voices of the parents are very important. So we make sure that we collaborate with universities. So we have collaborated with Rutgers University, and we conducted a research which was funded by REACH, which is called the Rutgers Equity Alliance for Community Health. And we're able to conduct a research. Our parents were involved, and we came up with some results. The title of the research was Using Photo Voice to Create Awareness and Proactive Attitudes Among Mothers of Preschool-Age Children about the prevalence of ultra-processed food in the local food environment. In a nutshell, we just wanted to find out why they say chicken nugget is children's food, fries is children's food. Why are they labeling it that way for us? So we had to do a research, and the outcome, go to the CDC website, Preventing Chronic Disease, and you'll find it. Members of the staff and the Rutgers University professors, with the help of the parents, were able to do this research. Together, these efforts reflect our mission and the caring of the whole child and strengthening families. We are grateful for your partnership, the staff, supporters, and we want to make sure that Leaguers will still stay strong. And we need your help to keep Leaguers up, flying in the sky. Thank you very much. On this note, I would like to invite my daughter so that she will come and give a short speech. She graduated Leaguers. She attended Leaguers in 2012. So here you go.
Hi. My name is Henrietta, and I graduated Leaguers maybe 2015. And I think one thing I really appreciated about Leaguers that really helped me out, especially in school, was they taught us how to read. Because when I came into kindergarten, a lot of kids didn't know how to read. I was probably one of the 3 kids in my class that could read. I gave them a head start. And right now, I'm gonna go attend Stevens Institute of Technology. And thank you. And I'll be studying biomedical engineering. Thank you. Yeah. I have no other things to say. Thank you.
I don't want to say much.
So as alumni, those who've graduated from the Leaguers to kindergarten and have gone on to higher heights, to the parents of alumni, this is why we're here, to invite you to become a charter member of the Leaguers Alumni Association for 2026. As a member, you will receive advance notice of job openings for yourself, your family, and friends. You'll be invited to networking events that we're going to have in 2026-27 school year. Those network events of interest, for those in college, we'll invite you to come and interact with other college students that have graduated from the Leaguers. I'm sure you've graduated from different Leaguer centers and you'll probably be going to different colleges, but an opportunity to discuss your various interests and experiences. We plan to have a college fair for those that are in high school but graduated from the Leaguers, especially sororities, fraternities. We will partner with them, as well as the Alumni Associations of Historical Black Colleges and Universities. As Mr. Fahim indicated earlier, you'll have an opportunity to participate in the Parent Financial Literacy Program that you saw on the screen a little earlier. And you'll get an opportunity to participate in our fundraising events. And I'm going to say that again. You'll have an opportunity to participate in our fundraising events because we need you to help us. Help us recruit children, help us to recruit staff, and help us kick off our campaign, capital campaign, to pay for the building. As you drove by, you see a big, white, beautiful building, and this building is not paid for by the Newark Board of Education, the Irvington Board, the Elizabeth Board, or the Office of Head Start. They provide funds for us to provide services to families and children, but they do not pay for our building. But we want to make sure this building is around for future generations to come. So we're starting a financial capital campaign, and we're going to utilize our Alumni Association to assist us in reaching that goal. Now, between now and September 1st, we're looking for 100 alumni members. Our board chair was member number 1. She showed you the certificate. We're looking for 99 more between now and September 1st. The membership dues, $10 a month. $10 a month. And I think what you heard from parents and alumni as well, that's an investment. And quite frankly, it's a tax write-off as well, because it's not going to be a membership due. It's going to be a donation to be in the Alumni Association, so that you can write off the $10 a month or $120 a year on your tax returns. Now, by next June, we plan to continue these meet and greets and expand our Alumni Association to 500 individuals. 500 individuals at $100 is $50,000 that we'll be able to count on for ongoing membership. Now, moving forward, so we've lost thousands and thousands of Leaguers graduates over the years. We just educate them, service them, and they go off into the sunset. But starting next June, we have moving on ceremonies. So once parents move on, we're going to recruit them to become members of the Alumni Association for their children. We'll pick up 200 to 300 each year by doing that. So over the next 5 years, we'll pick up an additional 1,000 children. 200 a year, 5 years, 1,000. Now, 1,000 children at $100 per membership is $100,000. So we have a plan in place where we'll be able to create a capital campaign and support the Leaguers for generations to come. I am, at this time, going to open this up for questions, and then we'll close this out. So if you have any questions about the Alumni Association, other than what you've heard from me tonight, I'm open for Q&A. A former parent, former policy council member raises the first question. Oh, you weren't raising your hand. Oh, you was? Well, go ahead, raise the question.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Reginaldo Rafa. Just like he said, I was a former council member and a whole lot of formers here. It's not a question, but it will be a contribution. I know when Miss Yolanda Reed spoke, she talked about the alumni, and you said she's going to be member number 1. I will honor myself to be member number 2 of that alumni association.
Thank you, Reggie. Okay, you have some questions, okay. 200 South Orange Avenue?
Yes, 2015. So with her being a part of the alumni, what benefits does how could you benefit her? going into New Media High School. She's, I don't know if you want, I don't know if you want to speak for yourself, but she's searching. You know, she's trying to come into herself. What career path she would like to explore. So how can she benefit from being an alumni of Leaguers?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to the parent alumni coordinator.
Okay.
To talk to the parents of those children that are in middle school, high school, so they can identify events that would be of interest to these young people in this 26, 27 year.
So.
And as a parent, you'll be getting a survey.
Okay.
So you'll be able to kind of identify how we could be a benefit. And I say we, meaning the Alumni Association, can assist your daughter because other parents will have the same concerns and interests.
Okay. So I know I did mention to her, I said, you graduated, so maybe you can go back, during the summer and work. So maybe that can be like one of the benefits for some of the alumni students.
Sure. You live in Newark?
Yes, she does.
Okay, cool. We have participated over the years in the Summer Youth Employment Program, where we take youth from the city of Newark to work as volunteer interns for the summer to give them meaningful opportunities to work with children and other activities. So we did not do that this year. We took college students instead. But what we will do in the future, since we have an alumni association now, is kind of tell the city of Newark, yes, we want 20 students, and those who are graduated from the Leaguers will be those that we will select.
Okay.
It's a good idea. Thank you. As well as volunteering in reading to the children. We always have a Reading Across America event every year, which is a national initiative, and those high schoolers, middle schoolers, would be great for them to have an opportunity to come and read to the 3- and 4-year-olds. Okay? I think the mic is right here.
So to further inquire about the Alumni Association, who do we speak to after this meeting?
Pardon me?
So to further inquire, who would we speak to after this meeting, or how does that go about? How do we apply? What's the information? What's further information for that?
I thought Ms. Khadidra introduced herself as she has 2 jobs. She has a job as lead coordinator. That's a whole different topic, but she's also has coordinated communicating with parents for the last 12 years based on the information and emails we have on file. But she is the contact person, and she'll be reaching out to you. So make sure that she gets your information tonight so that she can talk to you. Okay, I have a mic in the back.
So as I'm a teacher, I am still in touch with a lot of my students who have graduated from the Leaguers. I still talk to their parents, we still go to parties, so forth and so on. I heard you say June for alumni opening, but are they, if I contact them and tell them about this, are they able to contact and become alumni as soon as possible?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, those ones we can get in touch with more readily because we still have the information on file.
Okay.
Thank you. I had 2 questions, and I believe Ms. Khadija would be able to answer it, and maybe you are going to answer it after. But is there a group alumni or group membership rate for families, or would it be on an individual basis?
Ask that question again.
Yeah, is there a family membership, or is it just individual?
Well, right now we hadn't worked that out. We figured that one family, but if a family has multiple children, we still are looking for one membership. Okay. Now, I'm still working on the finances.
Okay.
You just gave me an idea that if you had 2 or 3 children, maybe the fee should go up as opposed to a discount. But thanks for that opportunity.
And Mr. Fry, the second question I had is, as an alumni, would we be part of I know we would have a networking event, but would we be part of would we have access to each other's contacts as part of the network?
Well, we're working on that. One thing we want to do is make sure we protect privacy. So as parents sign up, you'll have an opportunity to say, I do not want to be contacted by other individuals. Like, I don't want to be on a mailing list. I get enough calls already. for different reasons. So the list will be available to those, like an alumni directory, for those that want to be included in a directory. Okay? Any other questions? Got one right here. I'm gonna let you take the mic.
I think my voice is loud enough. Good evening, everyone. I'm really impressed with what I've heard so far about the alumni. But I also have a question, because my association with the leaguers is really through my wife. So do I have access to be a part of the alumni, seeing that I'm not a parent with a child who graduated from the leaguers?
You know, look, since we're raising money, our alumni association is going to be alumni, including those that have graduated, parents of those who've come through the leaguers, relatives of those that have come through the leaguers, friends of those that have come through the leaguers. So absolutely, the answer is yes. And again, the idea is to enhance and increase our family connections, okay? Now, I also indicate to you that we're looking at capital campaigns, fundraising opportunities. Some of you work for employers that have a charitable giving program, and if you make a donation, $25, they have a matching program. So we're gonna have the mechanisms in place so that if you work for an employer and you make a $50 donation, and your membership fee would be a donation, and your employer matches your donations, we can have a mechanism in place where we can also get them to chip in another $120, okay? So, again, I welcome you to be a charter member. I got member number 1, I got member number 2, I got member number 3. Now, this is not like church. You know, I used to go to church when I was a kid and watch the preacher say, we need $20. How many got $1? Everybody raise your hand. How many got $5? Raise your hand. And they passed the plate because they got to pay the guest preacher. Now, Mr. Pollard was up here earlier and promised he wouldn't preach. I ain't preaching either. But I want to let you know that we are going to have a good time in 26, 27 with the Leaguer's first annual Charter Alumni Association. I can't understand why we've been around 75 years and don't know where people are, but that's not going to happen going forward, okay? Now, in addition to that, you got a ticket when you came in tonight. You got a red ticket. Is the ticket red? Okay, it's a raffle ticket, and it's designed by Family Engagement to raffle off a couple prizes for your time and effort of coming out tonight, and we're going to raffle those off, right? You're going to handle that, Khadija? Want me to put my hand in? You can take your hand. And why don't you use your hand? Because they're going to blame me if your ticket didn't get pulled.
Hello?
You can let the children pull it. Oh, that's always innocent. That's always innocent. Okay. Bring some up. Come up and pull a raffle ticket. Uh-oh, I got member number 4. Member number 4, Miss Ethelyn Grisby. And Mrs. Grimsby, I'm telling you, I'm only 24. You know, I got a condition that's why my hair is white. What's that number? Can we just read the last digits of the whole thing? Is it 077? What does that say? Let me put my glasses on. You read the number. Read the last 3 digits.
577.
577. Oh, 577. Now you let him pick what he wants. So you can pick any basket. Pick any basket, so you get a chance to go first. Go in the bag, but you can pick any basket. I think that's how it's going. You ready for the second one? All right, what's the next number?
572.
572. 572. Okay. No, you can't look in the baskets. You can't pick. It's called potluck.
582.
582. 582.
573.
573. But those 5-7s were rolling. You got to shake them up.
578.
578.
Five, 6, 4.
5, 6. That's a 4. 5, 6, 4.
5, 6, 5.
5, 6, 5.
5, 7, 6.
5, 7, 6. Another former policy council member.
581. 581. 557.
557. 557. Whoa. Come on up.
Five, 6, 2.
What is it?
5, 6, 2.
5, 6, 2.
5, 7, 0.
5, 7, 0.
We have 2 more.
5, 7, 9.
5, 7, 9. Oh. Member number 2.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. Okay, so at this time I'd like to invite you out for refreshments out in the lobby. Yes, get a question. The question and answer period is over, unless you will be member number 5. You be member number 5.
Good evening, everyone. So you talk about the benefits. So when I was in policy council, I gave many ideas, and I said, as parents, you don't want to lose us. You should use us as a resource. So besides benefits, I hope you see us as a resource. For example, one idea I gave, when you guys go table to recruit, you know, you guys are talking from an employee standpoint of view. But we, as parents, could talk about the benefits. So I hope you see us as more as a resource, because as even an initiative, I was hoping to start from going to conference and stuff like that, and you know, getting busy with life and stuff like that. So I hope you could, like, you see us as a resource. We could bring ideas to the tables, and we could expand the leaguers even bigger.
I'm holding you personally responsible. Okay, so y'all have a great evening. Be safe. Safe travels home. Good night.